All right, my story. Each of us has our story. So here is mine. I grew up in Kansas. I grew up with parents that Lunchables became like in existence. I remember the day my mom said I could buy a Lunchable. I grew up with bologna and cheese sandwiches because that was easy. It was convenience food that hit the market, and parents were grateful. But then, my later teenage years, right before I left the home, my family embraced a new lifestyle of healthy eating. And thus began my journey to health and wellness. I had no idea as a child, but it began there. So then, when I went to college, of course, I ate horrible. And then, once we got married at the age of 24, I began to realize that I didn't want to bring in the easy food just for the ease of it. I wanted to cook healthy for my husband. But there were several days, as you're newly married, you're just learning how to provide. And so there was a huge learning curve for how I was going to cook for my husband. Then we started having kids. Then you start reevaluating what you're putting in their bodies. Somehow it's okay when we do things to ourselves, but when you realize that you're responsible for their health and wellness, it changes things. And so we slowly, started eating healthier. But then we had a life circumstance with our first child. He was 3 years old, and we almost lost him. So it was time for us to learn how to do a whole bunch of things, not just eat better, but learning how to juice, learning how to use herbs, learning how to use oils in our day-to-day life, how to diffuse oils. And then it was, after I learned how to use oils, it became like the wool that was slowly pulled off my eyes of, that deodorant, maybe I shouldn't be putting that in my armpits, but what else am I going to do? So you keep doing it. Then, my son just licked the floor and I just mopped it. Maybe I should think about what I'm cleaning with. Oh, I didn't know that chemical was bad. I wonder what it does. Then you Google it and you realize, I don't think I should be putting that in our bodies. When I realized my skin was my biggest organ, and what am I slathering on it? So it was just this slow reveal to me of things that I had been doing that maybe weren't the best if I was truly trying to live chemical free and be the gatekeeper of our home. But I didn't know what to do. So I thought going to a local health food store and buying the thing that might say it's pure or maybe say it's organic was my only option. So I did that for a long time. Life was hard also because we were on a very tight budget. Like, very tight. Like, maybe poverty line. I'm not kidding. When you're a teacher, when your one spouse is a teacher, and you're trying to have a big family, children are a blessing from the Lord, it was hard. And then you have major surgeries that you didn't plan, and the medical bills just kept piling up. Water got shut off, electric company bills, the electrical bills were getting higher because we lived in hot Texas. It wasn't easy. I got tired of going to the grocery store and trying to use all my coupons. There's no coupons for organic food. There's no coupons for the local Whole Foods, right? It was difficult. So I had been using oils, but I didn't know that I could also be using the supplements, the cleaning supplies. My knowledge was very little. So then I said, okay, I didn't know that the cleaning was, I could use this one bottle of cleaner to clean my entire home. It would eradicate all my other laden chemical cleaners. So, okay, revamp, got the Thieves Household Cleaner, and my journey began with just slowly replacing all those items I just talked about with Young Living products. And then I realized that, I could get it, at wholesale price. That's genius. Then I realized my passion was Young Living's products because I didn't have to flip the bottle over anymore. I didn't want to have to, our time is precious. And going to the grocery store and having to flip over every bottle and then still not being able to trust it fully because I don't know who made that. I don't know the company personally. I don't know the chemicals that they say that are in here that are for sure safe. So I went to my naturopath and I asked her, hey, Is there a better way for deodorant? I'm tired of going and flipping over the bottles just for this cleaner that I want to clean my house with. Is there a better way? And she was like, yeah, it's all in one-stop shop. And I'm like, oh. So that is how my Young Living, like, home stuff happened. How the business side happened was totally by God's grace. I started sharing with people because I saw the drastic difference in the products I was using at home. And I couldn't help it. I had to tell people when they were telling me, my child's like da 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 at the park, or they're saying my husband is struggling with blah 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 blah. Let's go back to my story just a tad. Also, during those dark days, we struggled hardcore with depression. We struggled hardcore. There was suicide. There was almost losing me twice to ectopic pregnancies. Talk about stress and medical bills. I already told you, I painted the picture well, right? It was not a good time. But then I prayed that God would show me if he wanted me to use these oils and to use Young Living's products in my home. I was like, I don't have time to go out and beat the streets to knock on people's doors and find people that want to use oils. So I told God, if you want them, bring them to me. I will share with you whoever you bring to me. And he did. And the great thing is he keeps doing that. And by my third paycheck with Young Living, I was like, maybe I should share more. I don't even really understand this compensation plan, but that's where I was in the journey. I was like, okay, I'll just keep doing what I know. I am passionate about the product. I'm compassionate for my friends that could also be using the product. So I just kept sharing. And through sharing, that's where I am today. And daily, I just continue to pray that God would bring people to me. And I see forward to our future, looking ahead. We have some financial freedom now that we didn't have back then. We didn't have the extra money in our budget to even go to the next Motel 6 in the next county, And now here we are, living a life that we were grateful for our life then, but our life now and looking forward, we have some financial freedom. We also have just freedom to say, let's take a vacation and let's let Erica's check pay for the vacation. Let's let our kids have some opportunities to do some sports and stuff that my paycheck can pay for. So I share because I love it, and I want other people to know that they can just share too. And I enjoy investing in people. I forgot to tell you that I'm a teacher by trade. So yes, teaching is what I love. But do you have to be a teacher to share? Absolutely not. Any of us can share right where you're at. I mean, business savvy people that are from the business world, they can share. Wherever you are, you can share with the people around you. So I challenge you to do so. Thanks for listening.